F1 allegedly intervened in Perez'S dismissal by Red Bull. Officials threatened to stop Alpine and leave it out of the rest of the championship in 2024. Strong rumors point to undue advantage of teams in F2 may have hurt Antonelli. This and much more, now on F1 News. Liberty Media may not have allowed Perez to resign from Red Bull. Liberty Media, which owns the commercial rights to the category, is said to have exerted its influence to ensure that Mexican driver Sergio Perez remains with the Red Bull team until the end of 2024. This intervention highlights the increasingly strategic role that behind-the-scenes negotiations play in sport, where every move can have significant implications for the future of teams and drivers. Liberty Media's decision to intervene in Perez's situation was probably a move to protect F1's commercial interests, especially considering Perez's popularity in Mexico. The influence of the category's commercial rights holder and the support of Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim were crucial in ensuring that Perez continued to be the poster boy of the Formula One Mexican Grand Prix, a not insignificant factor in terms of revenue and fan engagement. However, Helmut Marko, Red Bull's consultant, provoked curiosity and speculation by mentioning that the cards will be reshuffled for 2025. This statement suggests that the team is preparing for a major restructuring or change of strategy, possibly paving the way for new talent or realignments within the team. Perez's stay, therefore, can be seen as a calculated move that serves the immediate interests of the team and Formula One, but bigger plans are still being drawn up for the near future of the Austrian team. Formula One is a sport where strategy and politics are often intertwined with the action on the track, and recent developments are a reminder that what happens off the track can be just as impactful as the races themselves. Marko admits that Red Bull is more afraid of Piastri than Norris. The current F1 season has been a mirror image of the previous one, with Norris leading the Woking team, but this year probably boasting the best car on the grid. However, recent mistakes by the British driver have opened up space for his teammate, Australian Piastri, who has shown consistency and skill, especially on Sundays. Red Bull, led by Max Verstappen, maintain a comfortable position in the Drivers' Championship, but can't afford to relax. With Norris making mistakes and Piastri advancing, the Austrian team is beginning to see the young Australian as a potential rival. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko spared no criticism of Norris after the Spa race, pointing out a major weakness in the McLaren driver and highlighting Piastri's mental strength and speed in certain areas of the circuit. The tension is growing as the season progresses, and Red Bull is adjusting its strategy to face the growing threat from Piastri and McLaren, who are dangerously close in the overall Constructors' Championship standings. We still have a lot to talk about with the latest F1 news, but first I'd like to remind you to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more quality content like this. McLaren unveils revolutionary rear wing concept for F1 in 2024. The McLaren Formula One team is in the spotlight following the unveiling of its new rear wing concept, promising to revolutionize on-track performance for the 2024 season. The innovation, which made its highly anticipated debut at the Belgian Grand Prix, signals a significant change in the team's aerodynamic approach, with a low-drag design that could be a game-changer in F1's fierce competition. McLaren's new rear wing design, which stands out for its efficiency and uniform shape along its entire length, represents a notable evolution from the deeper, spoon-shaped profiles associated with the previous regulatory era. This change suggests a focus on optimizing airflow and reducing drag, which can result in higher speeds on the straights and better performance in high-speed corners. With this innovation, McLaren is seeking not only immediate improvements on the track, but also to lay a solid foundation for continued development throughout the season. The integration of this new rear wing with the rest of the car's aerodynamic package is essential to maximize the performance potential, indicating new adjustments also to the floor of the car, which should raise the ground effect to another level on the orange car to ensure the same pressure but with more efficiency and less aerodynamic drag. The team is confident that this is a significant step towards a sustainable competitive advantage. Renault employees threaten to halt Alpine's F1 season. The Alpine Formula One team is facing a critical moment in its history. With the announcement of the end of its collaboration with Renault for the production of F1 engines, the future of the Viry-Châtillon plant and its 350 employees hangs in the balance. The abrupt decision to close the site, which has enjoyed almost half a century of partnership with Renault in F1, has provoked a fierce reaction from employees, who are now threatening not to start the single-seaters, potentially jeopardizing the end of the French team's season. The move not only represents a significant loss of jobs, but also casts doubt on the ability of Alpine, currently in 8th place, to stay in the championship. With the summer break and final testing for improvements to the car underway, the team is racing against time to ensure that employee protests don't disrupt plans to advance in the standings. Alpine drivers Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly already face enough challenges on the track, and the possibility of not being able to rely on the Viry-Châtillon engines for the remaining races is an additional concern. The team now looks to the future with uncertainty, as it seeks solutions to maintain its tradition and success in Formula One. And as if this instability wasn't enough, the team is entering a new phase in its history with the appointment of Oliver Oakes as team principal. Oakes takes over after the departure of Bruno Famin. The move marks Oakes as the second youngest team principal in F1 history. Oakes' arrival is backed by key industry figures, including Flavio Briatore, who praised his leadership skills and racing success. Luca De Meo, CEO of the Renault Group, also celebrated the addition of Oakes, highlighting the building of a team focused on long-term success, symbolized by the rise of one of the youngest managers the sport has ever seen. Inequality in F2, rumors of technical advantage set the paddock on fire. Recently, a buzz has taken hold behind the scenes in F2. There are rumors from within the paddock that not all the cars are competing on equal terms. Some drivers and members of the media suggest that teams like High-Tech GP, driven by the current championship leader, have a considerable technical advantage, raising questions about the integrity of the races. This suspicion is nothing new in F2 circles. The cars are known for their sensitivity, and even the smallest discrepancies can significantly affect performance. Mechachrome engines, in particular, are a point of contention, with reported cases of drivers competing with reduced power for several races due to engines that have been poorly maintained by the supplier. Although some avoid calling it cheating, luck seems to play a crucial role in the distribution of equipment, but it doesn't rule out the existence of different levels of talent among engineers, teams, setups and data analysts, not to mention the driving and tire management skills of the drivers themselves. Teams like Prema, for example, have had more financial resources than others like Trident, which can translate into competitive advantages. But the controversy extends to the engines, with claims that not all of them are the same, a situation that should happen. Brazilian driver Gabriel Bortolito, for example, was said to have a less problematic engine than other drivers in the Belgian Formula 2 GP, while Kimi Antonelli had to compensate for this disadvantage with aerodynamic adjustments with less drag so as not to be harmed on the straights. What is known is that apparently, High-Tech GP, with its driver and championship leader Isaac Hadjar, has the biggest power advantage in Formula 2, which may have partially influenced its championship lead over Gabriel Bortolito and Paul Aron. The tension is palpable, and there are those inside the paddock who say that if a journalist were to reveal this information, there would be explosive consequences. The F1 teams, ever vigilant, might want to intervene, but the situation is delicate and great care is needed to avoid categorical statements. But if the suspicions are confirmed, the implications for the Formula 2 series would be serious. The engine issue, as pointed out by Bortolito himself, who has also complained about his engines at other times in the championship, according to these sources, is an old problem, perhaps as old as F2 itself. What is clear is that the search for truth and transparency has never been so crucial to guaranteeing the integrity of the main access category to Formula One. Leave your comments on the video, and once again, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss out on the latest Formula One news, and thanks for listening.